The following is a Just Green production brought to you by the Might Be News Network.
What's up, everybody? It's the week of September 30th, 2019. My name is Taylor Cooper. This is Might Be Sports. With me, as always, Kevin Reevy. What up, Reevy?
Bacon strips. Dogs don't know it's not bacon.
CJ, what up?
How's it going?
It's bacon! Remember that commercial in the 90s?
I do remember that.
They remade it, not as good.
Not as good.
Like the
As with most remakes.
like the Christmas scratch lottery thing commercial that they remade. That is now garbage.
Yeah.
I don't know. Joe Keene's dad worked hard on that.
Yeah. Claim to fame.
So welcome to Might Be Sports, NBNetwork.com. It's never been easier for you to find your new favorite podcast. We're smack dab in the middle of a very jam-packed week here at the network. You got news already, relatable already, now sports. You got Brews tomorrow, a very special edition of Brews at the Kennett Brew Fest. We had a lot of fun there this past weekend. And then Friday is the season premiere of Might Be Tunes. We already recorded it. It was a great time. And there's going to be a companion Spotify playlist as well with each episode of Might Be Tunes. So please make sure you check that out. It's going to be just what you need to jumpstart your weekend. One thing I have to say, because this episode comes out on Wednesday, first, before we get anywhere with this show, happy birthday to my wonderful wife, Jackie. You are literally the greatest, and I'll save the rest for Go to the Week. Spoiler alert.
Nice.
So the awkward part is she doesn't listen to sports.
She does. No, she actually does. She listens to all the shows. Jackie and I work together, and when I go to the office from time to time, especially in the morning, she's always listening to everything. It's great, and she's got more into sports, certainly football, and I think that the fantasy sport, the fantasy team this year has kind of helped with that. We'll get into that a little bit more later as well, because it's not really working, because they're not really doing very well. Relatable Radio isn't doing so hot, and she's in control of the squad, so it's been kind of tough on her. But happy birthday, Jackie. You're the best. Now, hump day. It's Wednesday. It was a crazy week in the NFL this past week. There's only 3 undefeated teams left. You got the 49ers. The Patriots just hung on against the Bills. And who else? Who am I missing? Who else?
Oh, let's see. Okay, we got did you say the Chiefs?
Chiefs. That's what.
There you go.
Yeah. That's it. That's the one. What do you think about the Buffalo Bills? Are they legit?
No, I mean, I don't think, well, especially now.
I feel like they're always like this, though. They're always like really good in the beginning of the season or at like some point in the season. And then everybody's like, are they legit? And then they just suck ass the rest of the season.
They might actually have a pretty decent defense. I was doing research for an article that I'm doing this week, and I think I found that their secondary, I don't pay that much attention to the AFC, especially last year. I mean, now that I'm doing a little bit more NFL writing, I'll have to do that kind of thing. But it looks like they have a pretty decent secondary. At least they did last year, and they got a pretty decent defense this year. That's going to help them get along. But I was saying I don't think they expected to be this good. If they had, I don't know, they would have let go LaShawn McCoy, and maybe the price kind of dictated that move. I'm sure it did. But they lost. They don't have Josh Allen. I don't know how long he's going to be out for, what his deal is going to be.
Yeah.
But I'm not, you can't be that impressed with how Allen was playing to begin with. So how far are they going to go? You can only go as far as the quarterback. You look at what the Bears are doing right now, and their defense is unbelievable. And it's completely carrying that team. And Trubisky, when he went out, didn't really seem to matter. The Bears just still went on and dominated that game.
Yeah.
But you think about a team like that, if the Bears had a decent quarterback, how dominant that team would be.
right
on all sides of the ball.
Right.
So the Bills aren't there. They're not to that level.
What do you think the Bears do about that? What do you think they do about that? Do you think they draft another quarterback? Do you think they trade for a quarterback?
They're not going to be in a position to draft one because they're not going to have a high enough draft pick. And I don't know. Maybe they have the resources to trade up. Depends on how this year goes, but it looks like they're going to have a very late draft pick.
I know it's early, but
Man.
I feel like Mitch Trubisky was a swing and a miss.
You know what? That being said, too, there's so many teams right now, quote unquote, tanking or something along those lines. It sure seems like
Miami.
These aren't teams that are going to be passing on quarterback for anything, for any kind of deal. So the Bears are going to be out on that, but it depends on what kind of quarterbacks might be available in the offseason. They're the kind of team that's going to be like the Broncos were 5 years ago when they, took on Peyton Manning or 6 years ago, whatever it was. A great defense that needs just that veteran presence at quarterback. I don't know who that's going to be. I mean, you're not really getting anywhere if you take on like an Eli Manning. I don't know who else. It depends. It could be a guy like Andy Dalton. I don't know what his contract situation is, but if the Bengals continue, like they looked great on offense to start the year, the first 2 games of the season, but now they're kind of a mess. He might be the kind of guy, change of scenery. He might do pretty well in Chicago. That would be interesting. I don't know. They never seem to have a decent quarterback. Trubisky doesn't seem to be it. But speaking of the Bills, they're just stuck. They got to stick with Allen for now. But even before he got hurt in that game, he was just throwing up passes.
Yeah.
His interceptions.
He's got an arm. He's got a good arm.
I think he had 3 picks, and they were all ugly. They just threw them up. Now, New England's secondary is dominant, so that plays a part too. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really believe in the Bills, and we'll see. What I'm looking forward to is if we get one more bad game from the Patriots, when the talk starts on Brady being done. I love that. It's every year.
It drives me crazy.
With Twitter and like all these shows like ESPN, ESPN2, FS1, FS2, and all these like 2-man argue shows that they have now. That First Take spawned from Cold Pizza back in the day. It's like every single game counts as like 10.
Yeah. I agree.
This is kind of
everything counts as 10. It's ridiculous.
And I wanted to get into this a little bit. The article I'm going to be writing for theacespader.com, check that out on Thursday, kind of tease that a little bit. The argument is kind of, it's after the first 3 games of the season, the first and second guy in line in the Vegas sports books to win MVP were Patrick Mahomes and Dak Prescott. Basically, my argument is one guy's clearly earned that spot, Mahomes, and Dak Prescott. It's like we choose to ignore his body of work. But after 3 games, he's the second favorite for MVP. Yeah. After 3 games, we're saying, oh, he's one of the best players in the NFL.
I feel like it's been, all the talk has been Mahomes and the guy from Baltimore.
Oh, right, Jackson.
Yeah.
And Jackson's there.
Lamar Jackson, Jesus
And
Christ.
Lamar Jackson fits into that, too. It's just that he doesn't have the body of work that Prescott does.
Right.
Mahomes has, he doesn't have that much more than Jackson, but he's just been so dominant. He's been like, it almost doesn't matter how big the sample size is when you're that dominant. Now,
Right.
Dak Prescott, we've gone down this road before with me trashing on Dak Prescott, but just to remind people, it's once you get far enough away, I think, from these things, people totally forget. But we're talking about, so he's played 3 full seasons plus 4 games now. So it's 16 times 3, whatever the hell that is, 48. All right, so 52 games. He had a 14-game stretch, which is not an insignificant stretch when you're talking about 52 games. That's more than 1/4 of his entire career. For a 14-game stretch from November 2017 to October 2018, he averaged just 189.3 passing yards per game. Now, in Jay Cutler's last 14 games, reality TV star Jay Cutler, the last 14 games of his career, he averaged 190.4 passing yards per game. So, one more passing yard per game. Now, if you throw that out and say, who cares about passing yards? Well, during that 14-game stretch, he only had 15 touchdowns to 15 interceptions. It's all around garbage. This is 14 games straight. Now imagine if this was in the same season. 14 games is, you can round that up and call it an entire season. If a guy's throwing less than 200 yards a game, 15 touchdowns and 15 interceptions, that's garbage. It's really, really bad. And people kind of forget that stretch.
Right.
And it wasn't just that. I mean, I remember through his first 33 games, I had a tweet out there that I won't get into all the numbers, but basically his first 11 games were fantastic. 18 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Second 11 games, 19 touchdowns to 6 picks. Third 11 was 8 touchdowns to 9 picks. And the passing yards went down dramatically with each third. So over his first 33 games, you saw a clear decline. And he hasn't really picked himself up from that.
Yeah.
He's played 14 games since he had that horrible 14-game stretch. Over that 14-game stretch, yeah, it's impressive. He's averaged, I think, 277 yards per game, 27 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, which I think I'm right about that. I didn't even look it up. So I'm patting myself on the back for my memory today because I didn't drink. Kids, I'm telling you, anybody under 30 right now, you think you can drink and you're going to keep the old noggin sharp? Doesn't work when you hit your mid-30s. Just saying.
Matter of opinion.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, CJ's timeless. So, yes. But yeah, so he's done well over his past 14. But you look at who he's played over those, and that's been a big thing about who have the Cowboys played. And it really does go back to last year towards the end of the Cowboys season. They've played some crap teams. And even the good teams they played had horrible defenses. Like they played the New Orleans Saints. I mean, 3 of the top passing games of his past 14 games were against the Eagles last year. They had the worst passing defense in the league. And they played the Giants twice. And they've been one of the worst passing defenses in the league for a while now. So, I mean, I find it weird that after 3 games, Dak Prescott, because he plays for the Cowboys. And here's the thing. It's not only public perception. It's not only fans and analysts. It's Vegas. I guess it's Vegas putting that line through. And he, after 3 games, is the second favorite for MVP. And I think it's so weird. And if you're really looking at the whole piece of the puzzle, the whole pie with Dak Prescott, you have to bet against him. The stats, that's just what the stats say. He's played 3 full years. His highest touchdown mark is 23 his rookie year.
Can you bet? Can you just go in and be like, I bet Dak Prescott doesn't win the MVP?
That would be, I don't know if they have like a sports stock market like that
super
yet.
Fucking like
it's coming,
obscure.
But yeah, I mean, I would for sure quote unquote short Dak Prescott for sure.
I mean, I think that it all comes back to, the initial point that there's so much overreaction to everything in sports. I mean, and everything else too, but that this is just what we're talking about. It's just that, I'm watching ESPN today, for example, prepping for the show. And they had an entire segment on James Harden putting his leg up during a 3-point shot, calling it his new move. He missed the shot. He only did it one time, and he missed the shot. And somebody asked him about it after the exhibition game or whatever they were doing. And it was the stupidest looking thing I've ever seen. But they made a whole big to-do about it. This is James Harden's new move.
Yeah, I remember hearing about this about a month ago. It's like a spin, one-legged, 3-point shot.
He just
fade away.
He just put his leg up and shot. I mean, he jumped. He did a jump shot, but his one leg was noticeably higher than the other one. He just brings his knee up a little bit. to the side. Even it looks stupid, but
It doesn't.
it's a big deal.
The only difference, like, Kobe was kind of famous for like the fadeaway jumper, like back down the man, and then he would fade away to hit that shot.
Yeah.
The only difference is, I guess, Harden's jumping with one leg. I don't know. I just don't understand the point.
Who fucking cares? And that's the point of the whole thing is like, these guys, I mean, we sit here and we do this once a week. These guys got to do it every day. So, of course, they come up with stupid, sensationalized things to talk about in every single sport just to get the clicks, just to get the views, just to get the people tuning in at home, at the gym, at work, on their phone, whatever. I mean, I like watching, I like Highly Questionable. It's not as good since Bomani left, but I also like Around the Horn, love Around the Horn. Tony Reali's great. And most days I like Pardon the Interruption. Most days. Not a fan of the evening Sports Center crew
I
anymore.
like First Take. I can't stand Max Kellerman. Max Kellerman is a pandering. I don't want to say everything I think of Max Kellerman because it's just bad, and it makes me look petty calling him names. So just use your imagination.
Do you like Stephen A?
Stephen A. Smith is the best.
Yeah?
He is now at a point where he's just the master. He's on a new level, and he got a lot of shit for a long time. And I think he's even learned like the art of how to do that, and nobody's better at it now. And it's kind of funny because, I mean, Skip Bayless brought him on to that show. So Skip Bayless has actually been doing it longer than anybody else right now. But Skip's gotten worse with time. I don't know if he's getting senile or what it is, but Skip Bayless, it's just a Dallas Cowboys show.
Yeah, no,
point in
we'll
time.
see. I think Skip Bayless, I mean, that whole show is just so gimmicky, and it's literally the same exact thing.
He fully leaned into the fan side and just let all, what's the word I'm looking for? Not bipartisan, whatever. He clearly shows his
he's just
biases.
fandom. Yeah, just fandom.
Whereas Stephen A. does a great job. He's fair. He's even-handed. He reports. He does everything really, really well. And, man, I've been, really watching what he does, and he actually does seem to give you his honest opinion, when a lot of times, and I don't knock guys who do it, a lot of times guys don't give you their honest opinion. They want to put out, a controversial opinion, which is fine. I mean, whatever. It's all entertainment. I mean, why do I care if you actually believe it or not? But it's nice that the best that there is seems to be doing it the quote-unquote right way.
Yeah.
And he's just, I've listened to interviews with him on podcasts, and man, he really does have it down to a science. He knows exactly what he's doing, and he knows he's good too. So there's like an arrogance to it that he can back up, and I like that with some guys. Not a lot of guys can pull it off. You got to be in the game for a very long time to be able to pull it off. So he's pretty much alone on an island right now. But that's why I love that one. I don't watch a lot of the other ones, but yeah, I mean, it's there's so many of those shows now. But you're right.
That's all there is. It's just sensationalism.
Too much to talk about, and they're all trying to make sound bites. It kind of seems like that show Get Up on ESPN. Ryan Clark, the former Steeler, he seems to be right now. He's trying to make a YouTube clip every time he comes on the show.
Yeah,
calling guys out. Whether in the NFL, Antonio Brown, he had a thing with, or like coworkers, guys on the panel, he'll call out, and he's trying to be, this outlandish dude. But mostly, it's all about nothing. I see a lot of clips with him, and it's inconsequential stuff. There's not a whole lot of substance there, but there's too much sports news as we're doing a sports news podcast. But this one's good,
and we fucking curse in this one, so it's cooler. One cool thing I will.
But
mention.
how many guys are talking about the other ones? Right.
That's true.
That's when we were talking about. What's that? The Take podcast with Jack Fritz and Joe Giglio and those guys. I love the idea of a podcast that judges the takes of other podcasts, tweeters,
Yeah.
people in the media, all that. It's judging the news. I kind of like that. And we do that a little bit.
Yeah, we do.
sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
I will say I saw Ryan Howard on the ESPN crew tonight for the wild card game.
Yes. The one game. It's exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited for him. That's cool for him.
Nationals and Brewers.
Brewers tonight. Yeah. Are you excited for some Major League Baseball playoffs?
I am a little bit.
You're pulling for Houston, I assume?
The one game, yeah, I'm a big Houston guy. Always have been. Kind of always been my. I kind of know some people affiliated with the team now. Ryan Spader and all that.
I'll root for him with you because I don't have any. I don't have any teams in this race.
Yeah, actually, it's funny because I'm getting an Astros Nolan Ryan painting commissioned right now.
Oh wow!
Because that's what you do when you're drunk at a wedding and you're on Twitter and you say, "Sure, that sounds awesome. How much? Doesn't matter." And then next day you're like, "Oh man, did I really spend that? Why did I do that? It's just dumb."
You
But
might regret
whatever.
it right now, but guaranteed 20 years from now you won't.
Do you want to hear the instructions I gave her? I said, "I love Nolan Ryan. The only rule is don't tell me at all what you're going to do. Just do it."
Wow.
So all I know is that it's Nolan Ryan.
So it's going to be a painting of Nolan Ryan on a bearskin rug.
That would be awesome,
that
though.
would be awesome. That
Anybody
or like
knows
him
me.
like with his bloody nose, like after like getting in a brawl or something. That'd be gangster as fuck.
I love weird.
Yeah.
So, I mean, anything weird, it's going to be awesome. But, yeah, so I'm rooting for the Astros, obviously rooting against the Nationals because Phillies for life.
Yeah. I mean, I know who you're pulling for, but what do you think is going to happen? Like, who do you think's good enough to win the whole thing right now?
Astros, I think, are the best team in baseball. I think that's not really stepping out on a ledge. So maybe the Astros, I don't know. I think actually the Nationals could make a run, but they got to win this game first.
Yeah.
Their rotation's strong. Their offense is strong. If they can put it together, they never seem to. It's rough because the Nationals have Scherzer going tonight, and the Brewers have Brandon Woodruff, and it's very lopsided. So you got to think, and he's always been a gamer, and Woodruff is just in over his head. And I would love to see the Brewers go far and make a run and win this damn thing, but they're not going to make it past tonight. So we'll see. I mean, I always root for the National League unless it's one of the bad guys, like the Nationals, Braves, Mets, that kind of deal. So if it's not one of those, and it's not the Astros, I'll have to look at it. Can I root for the Dodgers? I don't know. That's weird.
I don't know. I love playoff baseball, but I haven't really followed it much just because the Phillies haven't been there. I just, it's hard for me to get into it.
And they're going to be in it next year.
Think so?
Yeah, I mean, if you listen to like management, I think they have this weird spin that, well, we tried for this year, but we still knew it was going to be an astronomical hill to overcome to be so bad and so good so quick. But that's kind of bullshit because they brought in some amazing players this year, and clearly they were going for it, and it did not work out at all. 81 and 81 is garbage. Came in like a lion and just they are lamb chops by the end. Just total annihilation. You can blame it on injuries. You lose Andrew McCutchen.
You think Gabe's gone?
Kind of early on. Yeah, I do, because when you still add up all the rest of the talent on the team, and yeah, so they lost Andrew McCutchen. For the rest of the year, the leadoff spot was a disaster. And I get it. It's an important piece. But that's the manager's job. When things go into disarray, when things don't go your way, fix it.
Right.
And he could never seem to fix it. And it became kind of a joke for a while, like the way he would move the lineups. And it becomes one of those things. Before McCutchen went down, they pretty much had the same lineup every day.
Yeah, yep.
Then McCutchen goes down, and the lineup shifts all the damn time.
Right.
And you can't use it as an excuse the one guy's gone, and, I had to change everything. Because clearly your strategy was to stick with one lineup when you had everybody there. You lose one guy, and now you can't figure it out.
Right.
That's weird. You can't use the excuse that this was the plan all along, because when McCutchen was there, it was the same lineup pretty much every day. So I just think he couldn't figure it out. If he can't figure it out, then we're going to get somebody that will.
I feel like he's kind of become, the butt of all the jokes in the city as well. And I think that you can't have that for long. Season 1, okay, we'll let it slide because whatever, first time manager, you're a younger guy, you're into analytics, it's different than what we're used to. Okay. Season 2, you get Bryce Harper, you get Real Muto, you get McCutchen, and it's 500 baseball team. You're right. That's garbage. That's
right.
Garbage. And it doesn't matter who got hurt. It doesn't matter because, at the end of the day, you're out here belittling your players, saying that they got to start using a fucking curveball machine. Like, no, you're gone, bruh. Take all that weird hippie shit that you do with you too. Because, you go from, not that you went directly from Charlie to that. Obviously, there was people in the middle there, but the city hated Charlie for a little while. Didn't hate him, but obviously it wasn't like it was when they won the World Series. Once they won the World Series, Charlie Manuel immortalized, great manager. Everybody loves Charlie Manuel. They bring him back in as the hitting coach or whatever 3/4 of the way through the season, and people are just like, oh, this could change everything. No, this isn't going to change anything. You might get a couple, a couple more wins than you. If they didn't bring Charlie in, maybe they didn't go 500. Maybe they were sub 500, and even worse. You know what I mean? I don't know, but point blank period, you got to get somebody who knows what they're doing in there. You got to get some regularity in that lineup. You got to get a starting rotation that's way better than what you got, and don't even get me started on the closing rotation because shit is foul. It's disgraceful. And I miss Phillies baseball. I miss loving it. I watched it here and there this season, but when there's a good product out on the field, there's nothing better than that during the summertime. There's nothing better than that. And you said in like a lion, out like lamb chops. That's perfect, dude. That's perfect because that in like a lion was so
that was
intense.
exciting.
That was so intense because we talked about it. We were on like Harper watch for like, what was it? 2 months? It felt like it was forever. It felt like who's going to get him? Who's going to get him? Is he going to go to Washington? He's going to stay in Washington. He's going to come here. Who knows? And all of a sudden we get him for 13 years and more money than anybody can count and no trade clause. And he comes out here and gives this crazy speech about, he loves Philadelphia already and blah, 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 blah. Philly fanatic headbands and shoes and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And it's just like, whoa, this is really happening. Nope.
Started out 5-0, I believe.
Yep. Better luck next year, Phillies. I mean, for real. I don't know what they're going to do. I know that the Cubs just got rid of their manager. I know that
Joe Madden's being talked about.
Yeah.
Joe Girardi. Mike Scioscia has ties to the area. He's been out of baseball for a little bit, so he's always being mentioned. But one thing I want to say, the last thing I'll say on it, is the one when people say this wasn't his fault, that wasn't his fault, you start getting into things like it's not my fault. Like think of it like you're running a company and you have an employee that keeps showing up, things are going wrong, and you bring the guy in and he's saying, well, I understand, this deadline wasn't made. That wasn't my fault. Here's this, and this. And, that problem we had, that wasn't my fault. It was, this, and this. All right, fine. Can you tell me, what are you doing? What are you contributing? What are you doing well?
right.
If I concede everything, that's not your fault. Explain to me what you're doing, what like the good fault is. What are you having an effect on that's having a positive effect on this team? What's the good stuff? It's that kind of thing. Like, again, same sort of analogy. If you got a guy that works for you that, misses a few days here and there, calls out sick, then a few more, and a few more, and after a while you realize, shit, you know what? This company runs the same whether he's here or not. Let's get rid of him.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing. Like, if nothing's ever his fault and we can't find anything positive that he's doing, get rid of him, because clearly anybody can do the damn job.
Yeah.
If
let's just fucking
nothing's his fault,
right,
and he's not having any positive influence on the team otherwise.
Let's go.
Because what he does bring is just aggravation.
Right.
And
I'm over it.
I'll say this. He's a dumb guy. He's super dumb. The team told him, Andy McPhail, Clentac, all these said, you need to be more honest with the fans. Like, you need to stop this protecting your player bullshit. And he kept doing it and kept doing it. And then he would say, I'm not going to do that as much. And then he kept doing it.
Yeah.
And it's not because he was lying. It's because I think he's dumb. Like, I think he just doesn't get it. Like, because what other option is there? It's Adam Carolla's game, stupid or liar. I mean, which one? Is he lying, or is he just being stupid? Because with the whole Cesar Hernandez thing, was he suspended or was he not suspended for not running out that ground ball? Because you ask Gabe, and he says, no, it's just a regular day off. No, he says, yeah, I sat him because of that. You ask Cesar Hernandez, he said, no, it was just, he told me it was a scheduled day off.
Right.
Well, come on.
That's wrong.
This is the exact shit we're talking about.
Yeah, no. It's poor management. Poor management.
You don't have to be honest.
Right.
But the total breakdown, you didn't think we'd ask him?
Right.
And what do you think he was going to say?
Right.
That kind of stuff doesn't happen on winning teams.
No.
It's all stupid.
Yeah, it is. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to do Guess the Spread, Clickbait, Go to the Week, and so on and so forth. We'll be right back after this. Hey, Taylor Cooper here, and if you're looking for real, all-natural relief from stress and muscle soreness, you've got to check out our friends at Eunomia CBD. Eunomia CBD products are grown and processed in the USA, nano-amplified, 100% THC-free, and third-party lab tested. Order anywhere in the U.S. and use promo code MBN to get free shipping plus 20% off your entire order just for our listeners. What are you waiting for? Is stress wearing you down? Are sore muscles getting in the way of your weekend plans? Eunomia CBD is a game changer. I personally love their menthol pain relief lotion. Their gummies are delicious, and they even have CBD treats for your dogs. Go to eunomiacbd.com, check out all their products, and don't forget to use promo code MBN for an extra 20% off your order plus free shipping. It's your life. Feel better. Eunomia CBD. That's EUNOMIA. EUNOMIA. CBD.com. Go there now. Use MBN as the promo code. Get 20% off and free shipping. Must be 18 years old or older to purchase.
So you've been listening to the Might Be News Network, but you still can't get enough each week? Become our patron on Patreon. Head to patreon.com/MBN Network to become a patron and get exclusive content now. For as little as $5 per month, you'll get access to extended episodes of all your favorite shows, as well as perks including MBN merch and monthly giveaways. Just want to support the network? Become a patron for as much or as little as you'd like. Get bonus content each week and head to patreon.com/MBN Network. Your contributions help us make this network bigger and better than ever before. Patreon.com/MBN Network.
Welcome back to Might Be Sports. Real quick before we do Guess the Spreads, I wanted to do something a little new, something that I thought about. And we don't have to keep it to the NFL. I know that the NBA is coming up. I can't wait for the NBA season. But one big thing. What was one big thing that you saw in this past week in football? What was like one big takeaway for you?
One big takeaway for me,
Like a positive surprise, a negative.
and I kind of beating a dead horse, but I won't go there entirely. I'll say the way two teams kind of showed maybe what they really are. Again, I get more into this with my articles that are coming out this week and next. You have the Chiefs and the Cowboys, both 3-0 after 3 weeks. Both their quarterbacks, 1-2 in the MVP race. One team now looks like the team they've always been. The Chiefs struggled a bit in Detroit. They still came out with a win. Mahomes still looked solid, didn't throw any touchdowns, also didn't throw any picks. Threw for over 300 yards, still looked good. Detroit just might actually be that good. They beat the Eagles, and that's starting to look like not as bad a loss as it may have seemed at first. So the Chiefs look great. They're 4-0. They still look phenomenal. The Cowboys is kind of what people were talking about. It depended on what side you were on. Being from Philly, we thought, the Cowboys haven't played anybody yet. Wait till they play somebody. Well, they played a pretty damn good defensive team in New Orleans, and they got spanked 12-10. And you could have, Skip Bayless would give you a laundry list of excuses why Prescott had a horrible game, and they shit the bed. But it's interesting. It's kind of playing out the way some Cowboy haters thought it might. As soon as they play a decent team, it's going to come off the rails. So I think you're seeing maybe my big takeaway from last weekend was the Chiefs are the real deal, and we're actually seeing what the Cowboys are now. So I haven't looked at the spread yet for the Cowboys game this weekend. I'm trying to remember who they're playing. I think the Packers. I believe they're playing the Packers. That's going to be the ultimate test. If they lose to the Packers, decent team, and I think they will, then you're just going to see more of that. I think the Chiefs just keep going on a roll, and the Cowboys just continue to fall. And it all started with last weekend.
Yeah, I think I agree with you completely. I think that they're nothing. They're nothing. They're a decent football team, but I think the Packers are gonna smash them this weekend. My big takeaway this weekend is this Vontae's Burfict situation, where they just suspended this guy for the rest of the season for a late hit on Jack Doyle is the player for the Indianapolis Colts. Vontae's Burfict is a linebacker for the Raiders. Big dude. I'm actually watching this hit right now. And it's legit helmet to helmet contact. The guy's down on one knee. He just caught the ball. And Burfict came in there and just smashed him helmet to helmet, straight up, defenseless receiver. Both of the two Raiders guys ended up hitting this guy like dead on. And I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of mixed feelings about it on social media. The NFL is soft, and we've talked about that before, and I think that we can both agree that the rules have made it certainly harder to play defense. Good defense, old school defense doesn't exist anymore. But I also understand that a lot of those rule changes is for player safety. That's a big deal now. Back when we were growing up and these old school hits were happening and all this great action in the NFL was going on, none of us knew that CTE existed, right? None of us knew about that. It was just, hey, this is football. It's America's favorite sport. This is what we love about it. And now you see players that can't think straight when they leave the league. They can't walk straight when they leave the league. They have constant headaches when they leave the league. They end up losing everything to addiction, albeit to painkillers or whatever it is. Some of them just straight die, kill themselves. You see, Junior Seau, for example, is one example of that. The whole thing is just, the whole ball game has changed, literally. And I don't know. I don't know how I feel about them suspending this guy for the whole season. I don't know to the extent of whether or not this guy can be considered a dirty player. Like, if this is something that he does all the time, I don't know. But
well, that's the reason why he was suspended for the whole year, is because he has a long laundry list of offenses that go back a long time. He's one of the guys that is on the NFL list. Like, hey, you mess up next, it's going to be a tougher penalty than, a first-time offender, just the way it works in the NFL. He's one of those guys. So that's why it was a whole year. He's done this kind of thing before. But if I could kind of change your mind, because most of the time I'm like, all right, well, I kind of think the player didn't mean to do it. I hate these helmet-to-helmet things sometimes because the helmets are going to hit. They're the biggest thing on your body. You can lead with the shoulder, but your helmet's going to be there every damn time. So if I could change your mind on this hit, though, there's two aspects. One, he leads with his helmet. There's no shoulder at all whatsoever. All I'm looking for in any hit is the shoulder. I don't care if the helmet's hit. If it looks like the intent was the shoulder, then that intent to me is all that matters. Because you can't judge anything else but intent. If his intent was to not hit the helmet, good enough. So there was intent to lead with the helmet. He clearly just wasn't thinking, and you got to be better than that. But also, the guy was down on his knees, like you said, with the ball. Now, how does the NFL work? If a guy is on his knees and he's got the ball in his hands, what happens when he's touched? He's down, right?
right.
So it doesn't matter how hard you get hit.
All you got to do is touch him.
You're down as soon as, your atoms touch his atoms.
Right.
So that's a rule too. You're not supposed to annihilate a guy when he's on his knees, because as soon as you're supposed to touch him, if you can
Right.
because you can't really force a fumble at that point.
Right.
But that's what he was doing. He was looking to, I don't ever want to say a guy was looking to injure another player. He was looking to disrupt and hurt, not injure. He was looking to inflict damage, which I'm fine with. But he did it in all the wrong ways. So he needed to go, I guess, for the whole season, because unfortunately he has that rap sheet. So
The whole thing's crazy.
But most of the time, I'm okay with these helmet hits because I see guys trying to lead with their shoulder, and the helmets are going to hit. Just the way it is. And it seems insane to me that a lot of times this is like a height thing. If you have a taller player and a shorter player, that changes the whole dynamic of how helmets can hit each other. So when you factor everything in, sometimes the helmet, when it connects, it's just incidental. And I think they're actually getting better at that.
I agree.
This year.
No, I know what you're
calling
saying.
it a lot of times.
I know what you're saying. And and I also get that the technology in the helmets has changed, and they're trying to do new things to, make it safer. And I can respect all that stuff. I agree. Like if this guy is a multiple offender doing this shit though, then I think they made the right call. I just thought it was a crazy situation.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't have been the whole season if it wasn't him. He's got a crazy reputation for doing this kind of stuff, and that's why I'm surprised he's still in the league. To be honest, he's one of those kind of last chance guys. This probably ends his career, because it's just the minute he does this again, even a minor offense, it's going to be a multi-game thing if it's even minor. So it's just weird. I'm surprised they didn't just kick him out of the whole damn league. It's just he's been that bad for so long. But whatever.
CJ, you ready for Guess the Spread?
Yes, I am.
Let's do it.
All right. For Thursday, we got Rams at Seahawks.
I'll start this week. I think that the Wait, you said at Seahawks?
Yes.
Seahawks by 3.
Rams looked like shit.
Yeah.
I got to go back and listen to last week and see what we said about teams and see how right and wrong we were. I feel like I was pretty good, But I think that's how like the human mind works. We only focus on what we did right and not what we did wrong. I will say Seahawks by. I actually like 3. I'll go 3.5. I'll Price is Right. Yeah.
Seahawks 1.5.
Damn it! I was gonna go under.
Wow.
Yeah, because the
That's a good
Seahawks, it's a tough call because they might not be that good.
Yeah, I don't think they are this year.
Cardinals at Bengals.
Bengals are not looking good right now. Cardinals, you just don't know. I would be more interested. I know last week I was high on the Bengals because on paper they were kind of, rolling on offense, and I kind of see the parts there could maybe come together, and they're not. They are unraveling. So Cardinals, I'm intrigued. Cardinals by 3.
I will Price is Right you and say Cardinals 2.5.
Bengals by 3.
Yeah, I knew I had that wrong. I was too high on the Cardinals. Because the Cardinals are still a bad team.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The Bengals are
Bengals
even
are-
worse. I got to
yeah,
think
they're not
the
that
Cardinals
good. Yeah.
might be coming together.
Falcons at Texans.
That's a tough one. At Texans,
Yes.
I'll go Texans by 4.
I don't know what is wrong with the Texans. I expected more of them, but the Falcons are showing that they might not be that good.
Dude, their offensive line is trash. The Falcons.
I feel confident this is going to be Texans by 5.
Oh.
Texans by 5.
Yeah. Nice.
Wow.
Ravens at Steelers.
This is always a fun game. I kind of like this. One of my favorite rivalries in sports.
Steelers are bad.
Are they
Yeah.
that bad?
Oh yeah, they're bad.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're bad, dude.
Maybe. Yeah, they probably are.
They're bad.
It's crazy when you lose a quarterback and then like Smith Schuster, like if you have him on fantasy, you're screwed.
Screwed.
And he's so damn good, but it doesn't matter. I guess the Ravens are okay. Maybe this is like Jackson will have a game here because he does well against bad teams. I guess if the Steelers are that bad, it's got to be Ravens by 6.5. It's at Pittsburgh?
Yes.
Okay, 5.5.
I'll go Ravens by 7.
Ravens 3.5.
Yeah. And it's the history, too.
I guess, but no.
Bears at Raiders.
Oh God. See, the Bears are tough, man, because like I want to say that they're just going to obliterate people because their defense is so good, especially a mediocre team like the Raiders. But I don't have any idea what their offense is capable of.
I just had to double check to see if the Raiders won last week, and they did.
They did.
I thought they did.
At Raiders,
Yes.
I'll go Raiders by 3.
And you think the Colts might actually be good, and the Raiders go there and beat the Colts. And it was so weird because I was high on the Raiders a little bit, and then I saw like the Colts score, and I thought it was the other way around. I thought the Colts were killing the Raiders, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm totally wrong, and the Raiders are coming undone. But no, maybe the Raiders are all right. So wait, where's this game at?
Raiders.
Raiders. What'd you say? You forget. Nice. I thought.
Raiders by 3, I think is what I said.
I don't know. I just say pick.
Bears by 4.5.
Oh yeah, right. Because like we already said, doesn't matter who their quarterback is. Bears are going to dominate. That defense is too good.
They're really that good. They really are.
Jags at Panthers.
Okay, you know what? I didn't pay attention. What did the Panthers do last week? Did they even play? Did they play last week? Panthers.
Yeah, they did. Hold on.
All right. Yeah, they
Lost. I thought.
they beat the Texans. That's right.
Oh, that's right. Yep, they did.
So I don't know. I mean, this Kyle Allen guy, I don't know if he's any good. 24, 34, 232 yards, but no touchdowns. Christian McCaffrey is just, it's insane how good he actually is.
He's so good. So versatile.
All right, so Jaguars at Panthers.
Yes.
Jaguars. These teams are so similar. It's weird. Pick. I actually like the pick on this one.
Jaguars by 3.
Panthers by 3.5.
Really?
I don't buy it.
I kind of
buy
love
it.
the Jaguars there.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I bet Jags all day.
Vikings at Giants.
Is this guy in New York for real?
Two
Or New
train
Jersey?
wrecks.
Is the guy in New
Yeah.
Jersey for real?
You know what I've been seeing the past few days, and I'm looking at it through a Philly lens.
I don't know.
I watched the whole game.
I was clowning him so hard because he
You're
played
only
for
seeing-
Duke. He played for Duke.
The highlights you've been seeing the past few days are what he did well during that game.
Right.
He had some bad passes. He took a step back last week.
And the Redskins are trash.
They're real bad. And that played a big factor. I mean, they are so bad. The Redskins are dreadful.
They're really, really bad.
So we don't know how good he is yet.
Who are the Giants playing?
The Vikings.
God, Vikings suck.
They're both unraveling.
At New York?
Yes.
In New Jersey?
Yes.
Vikings by 2.
This is going to be one of those games where it decides the Vikings season, I think. Adam Thielen came out, wide receiver for the Vikings, and said he kind of called out his quarterback in code. Said, I don't know what the exact quotes were, but along the lines of, we got to do better in the passing game. And they asked him, it looked like you were open on that one play. He's like, no, he did a good job finding me open. Just didn't make the throw. Like those kind of things. Like, he's getting pissed off because they had a good thing going there in the passing game in Minnesota the past few years. He was catching a lot of balls, and now things aren't going his way. And, wide receivers get pissed off when they don't get the ball in their hands. Keyshawn Johnson famously said, give me the damn ball. So are they unraveling or not? Or is this a statement game and they destroy him? I don't know. But Vikings got to be favored in this, -3.
Vikings minus 5.5.
Damn.
Patriots at Redskins.
Patriots at Redskins. Yeah, I thought a lot about this one. It's so bad because you got Haskins, who played abysmally. I mean, it was terrible. He just did not look ready. So this is against the Giants. So now you're going to face the Patriots? That's bad, and they have a fantastic secondary. So is it worse if you don't play him because you're afraid of that and you make him
This has to be a double
feel like
digit.
shit?
This has to be double digits. This has to be.
Well, of course it's double digits, but is it going to be the Patriots kind of looked bad last week?
No.
Is it 15 or is it
No.
closer to like the 20?
You pick and I'll pick.
I'm going to say 15.
I'm going to say 25.
Patriots minus 15.
Yeah, nailed it. See, this is I think you have to go with the Patriots on this because well, I mean on the spread.
Yeah. Of course you do. Of course
I think
you
it's
do.
a friendly spread because the Patriots looked so bad last week, but the Skins.
I said 25, and I would go with that. I was joking, but like seriously, I wouldn't doubt that if CJ was like, yeah, Patriots by 28, I'd be like, oh yeah, of course it is.
It's so bad that they might go back to. It's the perfect scenario. The Redskins are 0-4. You would put in your quarterback of the future for the rest of the year and just say fuck it. But
Yeah.
Haskins looked so bad, and the Patriots are so good. They might have to put Case Keenum back in there
Yeah.
to save him from embarrassment.
How many more do we have, CJ?
We still.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot.
Let's do
just
lightning round. Let's go.
All right.
fast forward
So
through.
Jets at Eagles.
Eagles by 58.
Eagles by 8.5.
Eagles by 13.5.
Wow.
That's too high.
That's really? I don't know. The Jets are garbage, dude.
I would bet Jets on that.
Bucks at Saints.
Saints look okay. 7 Saints.
Saints 6.5.
Saints 3.5.
Wow. That's
Broncos at Chargers.
Broncos are really bad.
But Chargers are overrated.
They got your boy back. Well, it's not our boy. Well, I'm not on your team anymore. We'll talk about that in Patreon.
I'm saying Chargers -5. It'll be more than that, but it should be -5.
Yeah, I'll probably go like Chargers 7.
Chargers -6.5.
Wow.
Packers at Cowboys.
This has got to be America's game of the week, right? 4:30, Fox.
Packers by 21. That ain't the spread. That's the final score. Mark it down.
I'm going to go Packers by 5.5.
Go Pack, go. This is a pick'em.
Cowboys -3.5.
Yeah.
Colts at Chiefs.
Colts at Chiefs. Colts, you don't know what they are right now.
Yeah, this will be a good game, I think.
But the Chiefs...
Chiefs, you know what they are.
The Chiefs are in a similar situation as the Patriots a little bit. Didn't look that great last week, so it's going to be a little lower than it should be, but it's still going to be Chiefs -10.
Yeah, I like that pick. So I'll go Chiefs by 9.
Chiefs -10.5.
God damn.
And Monday night's Browns at 49ers.
Ugh.
I don't think the 49ers are as good
As their record.
as their record would indicate.
And I kind of think that the Browns are better than their record. They're just not playing like it right now. I'm going to go Browns by 3.
And then it's weird because they scored 45 points, but then you look at the stats and everything, and it's like, well, I still don't think Baker's there yet.
Yeah.
So probably 49ers by 8.5.
49ers by 3.5.
Interesting. That's a lot of love to the Browns.
Let's do lightning round of clickbait.
Two Live Crews, Uncle Luke. J-Lo's no music icon. Pitbull and Flow Rider. Better for Miami's Super Bowl.
I disagree.
Why can't we have actual music at the Super Bowl anymore?
I'm hyped for this
This
Super Bowl.
rapidy rap
I'm hyped
stuff
for
is
this.
just not
I'm hyped for
good.
it. It is good. I understand what you're saying though. But this isn't going to be rapidy rap stuff. This is, as you so
No,
eloquently
actually,
put it.
the rapidy rap is good. The 80s and 90s rapidy rap. The whole, like, the... And when you see no I didn't see no more. And then when you see no more. It ain't just sit.
Okay, terrific.
Like, that's like, that could be in a song.
I get you. But I'm saying also, this halftime show is going to be spectacular. You know, it's got to be. It's J-Lo and Shakira. I'm not a huge fan of either one of
They're
them.
both very old. There's
Yeah.
obsession with, like, they're very old. Let's trade them in for newer models, please. We have the technology. We can do this.
Next.
Ray Lewis quits Dancing with the Stars over injury.
What do you injure? I saw something about this, but I didn't.
I didn't get a chance to read it.
Oh,
Well,
are we not going to talk about the big fight that didn't happen?
Why you got to go to the next one?
Oh, was that the next one? All right, skip that bullshit Ray Lewis one. Go to the next one. Go.
All right. Angry bagel guy, fight promoter angered by no show. You cost us $100,000.
Wow. So who didn't show up? The bagel guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he released a video on Instagram or whatever it was and said, ha, you want to know my strategy for not getting hit? To not show up to the fight. And then there was like this whole big, like, saying, you know, stick your thumbs way up your asses thing at the end, and he signs off. And man, does he realize that that's the last time he will be heard of
Ever.
No one cares. This guy is the worst. I love to hate him, but I also love to not think about him at all.
Yeah, I
So
try.
it's
really.
gonna be fun.
I don't think about him much.
Okay, terrific.
Lonzo Ball on LeVar's role in career. I'm making all the decisions now.
Who, Lonzo is making all the decisions for himself?
Yes.
Nice. Well, he is like, 26-year-old man. It's kind of sad how that whole thing's played out.
I feel the same exact way. Fuck this guy. I'm so sick of it. Oh, I'm so sick of it. Good luck in New Orleans. I don't care.
But is it really like that hard to make your own shoes? Like apparently these shoes are horrible and they cost so much money. Can't be done. Like
I thought they were like going bankrupt or something. Like,
Yeah, they're out of
It
business.
was bad.
and they're apparently they're awful shoes.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I was telling CJ about the shoe store, and there's this shoe store in Doylestown called like Shoe Store, and I'm like, oh, this is like a Breaking Bad kind of situation. There's no way you could have a shoe store called like, oh, shoes plus. No, they're all like Nike stores or Under Armour stores. You can't just be a mom and pop shoe store. There's no cobblers anymore, for fuck's sake. I mean, even Big Baller Brand is making bullshit shoes. I swear. How can the only shoe game be like this? Like they all come from like South Korea and China, and like you can't make a shoe. Americans can't make shoes. How did we lose the shoe game? We can't. I want America to make a shoe, a basketball shoe. Is that not asking? It's not asking much. Just make a shoe.
Distance runner struck by lightning dies near finish line of 50K race.
Who?
Unnamed
person.
Yeah,
Unnamed.
Some guy died.
he got struck by lightning right near the finish line of a 50K race.
Wait, did he really get struck by lightning?
Yeah.
Shit.
He buried the lead. He just said he died. I assumed he died of running a 50K race.
Yeah, no doubt.
No, the title's distance runner struck by lightning dies near finish line of
didn't hear that
50K
part.
race.
Okay, gotcha. That's crazy.
That's fucking intense. Can you imagine? That's like a really bad day. Like really bad.
That's like you could literally say, like, how you always hear at the end of like, God was with me today. Like whoever, finished ahead of him could literally say, God wanted me to beat this guy today. I mean, look what he did.
That's a horrific story.
Thanks, Jesus.
Sixers Mike Scott slur sparked Eagles fan brawl.
Yeah, I saw there was like definitely racial slurs. There's a whole bunch of crazy shit that the guy on the microphone in the parking lot of Lincoln Financial Field was saying it to Mike Scott, not knowing it was Mike Scott.
Alcohol started that.
Yeah, I agree with that completely. It gets pretty rugged down there, man. It gets pretty rugged down
Was
there.
it Peter Griffin that said alcohol the cause of and solution to all life's problems?
I think that was a Peter Griffin line.
Something along those lines.
Bruce Springsteen, I'm good with J-Lo and Shakira for Super Bowl. Rock and pop can share.
Oh my God! Well, thank God if the boss is signing off on it.
That's all we need, right?
All right. Well, if we're gonna count Bruce Springsteen as music, this is bullshit. My only choice is the bullshit rapidy rap or the bullshit fake rock and roll. Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
I want an actual band to play the halftime show for once.
I'm gonna fucking mute this
Bruce
guy.
Springsteen is awful. He's garbage.
It's happening.
Oh, they closed down the factory.
Here it goes.
I worked my whole life.
It's fading away.
Going-
I'm just kidding.
I sounded better than Bruce.
Yo,
Wow.
that is wow, dude.
Oh man, the plaid shirts, the jeans, the knee slides, and the songs that don't sound good. Oh, cool. Sign me up. Oh, how old is he? 70? Oh, great. Oh, it's the best he's ever been. Oh, because I'm a Bruce Springsteen guy. I've been to over 87 concerts. Why are you wasting your life doing that? What's wrong with you? Which, by the way, if you're one of those people that goes to see bands like, and you're proud of like, oh, I've seen Fish 112 times. I can't name one Fish song. What are you doing with your life?
No more left. Is there no more stories left?
No, there's
You're
no
all
more
done?
stories. I'm all
good.
done.
'Cause we're like,
There's
yeah,
so
that's
many
all right.
better things you could do, like watch Survivor, which, came back last week, had its first episode. We'll get to that on Go to the Week.
Might Be Sports presents the greatest of all time.
Of the week. What do you got?
All right, you know what? I waited till the end. This is This is what it's all about. Survivor talk. It's been a while.
Just so you know,
Survivor's back.
We are out of time as right now.
Survivor's back. Give me my time with Survivor, all right? Survivor's back. New season format. It's called The Island of the Idols. I'm not going to, spoil what they got going on. Maybe I'll get into more detail next week. But it's a very interesting new show format they got going on this year. They got a lot of interesting personalities. Don't know all the names yet. I'll get into the nitty-gritty next week on that show. But hey, it's looking good. It's Survivor. The basic bones of it, the meat and potatoes of the show, it's still there. It's still great. You got Jeff Probst. You got a bunch of, assholes, working together, solving puzzles, throwing stuff, swimming, jumping.
What's the
high-fiving.
What's the theme of this season?
The theme, all right, I'll just say it. So the theme is if you can go to this island, and it's called the Island of the Idols. You think idols is like the immunity idol, but it's not. It's like idols, like famous people. So it's two famous people that used to play the game. Rob and I forget the other person's name. But they're like the experts. So if you get sent to the island, they kind of give you pointers on how you can win the game. And they give you challenges where you can like win stuff on that island to help you during the game. It's a gimmicky thing. It's kind of weird. Don't love it, but the cast seems really strong this year. So I want to see how it plays out. A lot of interesting personalities. Best reality show on TV. The only reality show that also counts as a major American sport.
Wow.
So you got to remember that because I said so. And this has. I just realized it has no tie to Go to the Week. My Go to the Week, the host of the show, Jeff Probst.
Wow. I'll give it to you. Glad it's back. Glad you're excited about it. My Go to the Week, clear cut Go to the Week this week. As I mentioned in the spoiler-free intro to this show, my wonderful wife, Jackie. Today, Wednesday, October 2nd, is her birthday, and I'm the worst at keeping secrets and
this is
surprises.
Not sports-related, though.
I don't care. I don't care. She plays soccer. Technically, it is. She's already had her gifts for like a month, So like today is just we're going out to dinner, nice relaxing night, whatever. But she's half the reason that all of this shit here at the podcast network is happening. That's for sure. And we just passed our 1-year wedding anniversary, and it's been an absolute blast. We have a great dog together, great life together. And I can't wait to keep building and keep doing all this stuff with Jackie. It's great. Happy birthday, Jackie. I love you very, 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 very much. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this week. Reeve, you did a great job this week.
Great job by you.
CJ, fantastic.
Thank you.
Go to patreon.com/MBN Network to hear more from us and all the rest of the shows on the network. Plan starters, low as $5. Go to eunomiacbd.com. Buy something from them. It's all good stuff. Use promo code MBN. Get 20% off and free shipping. We'll see you guys next week.